everyone, it's Aurora and welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. Hello! I talk about books and writing, and today, since it is the start of the month, we are doing another trope talk, and this one is going to be Best Friend's Sibling. So, we're going to talk about what it is. I will give a couple of examples because I read two of these like one after the other. Don't actually actively seek this one out, just the way it went. So we're going to talk about like a bit of what it's about, and then the tropes that it works with, as well as why it works so well and what can happen when it goes bad. So let's just crack on. What is it? Well, it is when the two love interests have a person in common, and it will either be their best friend or it will be either their brother or sister, depending on which character you're talking about. And it's kind of like a very mild forbidden romance, because, you know, forbidden romance covers a lot of ground. But this one, it's a lot, you know, it's not like there is, you know, it's not your brother's bully or a massive like rival in a sport, or some like in dark romance maybe like a rival gang or anything like that. This is just, you know, they all know each other and they all probably get on, and they all, you know, they all kind of like each other already. It's, you know, it's the cozy forbidden romance. So that's done. Tropes that this works with, I mean, the obvious one is secret dating, because the thing is, you know, your brother's best friend or your sister's best friend or your best friend's brother or sister should really be kind of like off the table. That is someone you do not be dating for a host of reasons, which are going to be in the like why it works well. So you've got secret dating. You've also got age gap as well. So, for example, Wild Rose, there is a bit of an age gap between the two of them. It's nothing huge, because the thing is, age gaps can get a little icky. I can't talk. I've had some quite big age gap relationships, but I'm going to anyway, because they are a bad idea. Take it from someone who's done it. Yeah, so an age gap can, it's, you know, it's 10 years or less, basically, because it's never going to be huge when it's, a, you know, your brother's best friend or something. So, yeah, if you like an age gap but find, you know, the whole ex's dad a bit gross and weird, and why wouldn't you? This, you know, brother's best friend is actually a pretty solid one, because while there will be obviously a few years between them, it's still in that like safe, comfortable range. So yeah, if you have any other thoughts on like tropes that this one plays well with, do leave them in the comments below, and if you're enjoying this video, do give it a like, and, you know, even hit subscribe if you want to see more of me, because I'm filming in a heat wave, man, and I need some I need some love. So anyway, right, let's talk now about why this works so well. This is the thing, you've actually already got built-in history. You know, the love interests will have known each other for more than 5 minutes. They've probably met in the past, prior to the start of the book. And I think it's always nice when there's a bit of history, because when there is a bit of history, you don't risk insta-love, because these two people have already known each other for a while. There is a good chance they already like each other. Now, the Game Changer's a really good one for this, because there is an age gap. You know, she is in her, like, she's like mid-20s, I think, maybe some getting into late 20s, and he is in his, like, sort of getting into mid-30s. I know he's 33. I think she's something like 20, I want to say 27, 28. So there is a little bit of an age gap between these two. An age gap that's more prominent when they were younger, but she liked him. He had no interest in her for obvious reasons. He was, you know, when he was 18, she definitely weren't. So, you know, but you going into it that she already knows she likes him. And okay, she hasn't seen him in many years, but the attraction is still there, and he is now seeing her with a fresh pair of eyes, which is really sweet. And yeah, again, there's an age gap, but this isn't, ew, you're a full adult and she's a child. You know, because there's a few that have been like that. Hell, there was one that was pulled, and like even the author, I think, got arrested over it being really weird. But I'm getting very off track with age gap. I don't want to talk about age gaps anymore, man. But yeah, there is history there between them, and I think that history is always really nice. The other thing is that you can have some really great tension, because here's the thing. If you date your brother's best friend and you two don't work out, either it's going to, you know, it's going to really mess their relationship up, because, you know, he's going to be like, you're the guy who dated my sister and broke her heart or something, you know. It's going to cause a tension between them two. Or, you know, there's the fact that you could lose your best friend. Or the fact that, you know, you could have to see your ex and you don't want to. Like, me personally, I don't really want to be seeing my exes around. Like, there's a couple if I bumped into him in the street, yeah, it'd be cool. But, you know, I don't want him, like, hanging around with my relatives, you know what I mean? So there's always that. The other thing is that you can create this tension of, like, okay, they are off limits. They are not something I can have. And then you've got that yearning that so many of us absolutely love and want in our romance novels. So yeah, there is tension. You've got so many ways that, like, this could go wrong, we shouldn't do it, going through their heads, that eventually you've got to get them just to that wonderful boiling point where it's like, can't do this anymore. And that's where kind of like the fake dating can come in, that it's like, look, we can sleep together for a few times, and if this has legs, then we'll, you know, eventually we'll have to tell, like, brother, sister, whoever, and come out and admit this, or we just keep this secret forever, I don't know. So you have got that. And then there's the issue that, okay, I do actually quite like this trope I've discovered. Maybe it's just because I'm an only child and this is never something I'm going to have to deal with. So I'm going to use Wild Rose as the example for this one of it done badly. Because honestly, the brother in this made me glad I was an only freaking child. He's awful. I really hated him. And I think I might have mentioned this in another video actually, since I have finished this book. But that's the issue. You've made the brother so unlikable that it's like, where do we go from this? Because I think the brother actually gets a book is going to get a book in this series. It's certainly hinted at it. And honestly, I don't want to read the next book in this series anyway. And I don't want to reread this. This is going to be charity shopped very soon. But if you start making characters unlikable, it's like, oh, why are you friends with this person? I will judge you on who you keep company with. And this person is kind of an asshole, man. So I'm judging you quite harshly on that. So you've got that. And look, let's take Jake as the example. Jake is the brother in this, and Jake is brilliant. Because while he's kind of weirded out by what's going on with them, you know, like his best friend and his sister, he is just like, look, maybe don't rub it in my face. Let me acclimatise to this new normal kind of job. And I think that's actually a really nice way of doing it. And, you know, you've also got, you could have in another story altogether that I have not read, that, you know, the brother's like, I've kind of seen you two making Google eyes at each other for so friggin' long. I'm amazed it's only just happening now. Which is another way you could be doing it. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you like this trope. I'm kind of on the fence. It's been fun. I've seen it done well. I've seen it done badly now. I'd definitely read it again. I'd write it as well. I think it's a really fun one. I have actually written this trope. But, you know, it's a fun one. I really like it. And yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. And yeah, next week I'm actually going to be talking about notebooks, which I'm really looking forward to. So take care of yourselves, especially if you are going through a heat wave like I am and it is very hot. Stay hydrated, damn it. And have a wonderful rest of your week or day or whenever you're watching this. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.